Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to get this Game 3 underway. So far, Tundra leading the way 2-0 against Team Secret in this Grand Finals. Once again, Seb, Notel and Fogs here with me for the draft. I mean, boys, 2 games now where Tundra, they've looked scary. We saw in the second game, Secret maybe trying to break successfully into sort of this sort of impenetrable force that Tundra hold the game hostage with, but it still wasn't enough. Can you see them taking it to the next level, or are you concerned for them now going into this Game 3?
I don't know, there's very few names I could find, you know, around the world to pick, like to break Tundra, but Poppy would be one of them, right? I mean, Poppy, Heen, they have so much experience. Of course they can, of course they can. I want to believe they can, you know, I want more games and yeah, of course they can.
I want to believe too. The copium tank is pretty low right now. It's running very low. I think Orange player was feeling it last game. I really think for Secret they need to they need to push it to the limit. You know, I think Nisha was having an incredible game. I don't think they missed a few moments last game that could have turned into. It could have made the game look a lot more doable for them, but you also see the power of Tundra. Like, they have some ideas. They seem to be on top of their heroes, like the combinations, the Arc Warden, with the Visage 2. We haven't seen this before. Yeah, and now we're at least seeing Secret get their Marcy hero, so I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to have a hard time believing that Tundra can be broken.
I mean, there's one thing maybe we haven't seen as much in this Grand Finals from Secret is like full-on lane dominance.
Yes.
You know, Marcy could kind of draw the, like lead the direction, lead the back into crushing 3 lanes, and maybe Tundra just doesn't come online. You know, we set up like 33 play Brood against Secret in the upper bracket finals, and that's probably one of the worst part he ever had in the in the entire tournament, and that's what Secret and yeah, they can do that, so it could be one route.
That was with Monkey though, and Monkey has been banned in every game. True.
Yep. They are setting up for it.
This Bristleback also, I mean, I don't know, it's like Tundra knows their heroes so well, and I feel like they had counterpicked the lane in last game, and yet it didn't work.
But you know, I feel like they banned the Monkey maybe to threaten the Brood, but Secret didn't let the Brood in, and they decided to ban the Tusk instead. So I think now it's like, Tundra, do you still dare to Brood? Like, you want to test our ability to counter Brood once again? And Tundra is like, no, let's keep it open and let's decide a little bit later what 33 is going to be playing.
He has options, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're just going to save him for later on. He'll have a bunch of cool options. You're going to be forced now, when you see this, they're going to have to ban the Naga Siren. They're still going to have to take the same initiative that they did last time. They're still going to stick with the Lesh.
I don't think it's wrong for them to stick with the Lesh. I think Lesh had tons of openings in both games. She was playing it really well, and it opened up this Morph pick, but they were second pick. And I think this game's going to be really hard also because it's drafting order. Like, it's extra tough for Secret to figure out what they want to do, because they can't keep it open till the end.
5 seconds left!
They might go back for the Dawnbreaker. I mean, we haven't seen them. It's been ignored the whole series so far. But I also think rightfully so. But I don't know what Secret are going to do with first pick here, like with the next phase.
Radiant's turn
yeah, we have
to
really look at the bans, and they have to coerce them again into something that is going to lead into good things for them.
Yeah.
Meta is having a field day right now, you know? Like, the Brood is still in, Tide is getting banned. I think, Secret need to pull out some aces.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to keep track of, but to be fair, probably their best bet is to build on what they want to do and only counter what's going to get in the way. So if they believe that this Naga is going to stop what they want to do, then sure, ban it. Else you might as well play against it.
I can, you know, add this global presence, break this map, but still remain, like, have some things remain flex, like the Lesh Resolution can play it. Can keep this till the end. But yeah, I think the second phase bans this time around much better from Secret.
Yeah, I like the Luna. That was when I was.
yeah, exactly.
It's
like, I think
the
this
night
is
vision and everything.
I think the Mirana also, they would have gone for it for snaking. I think the Naga is a must ban for the rest of the series in second phase, unless they come up with ultimate way to deal with it.
Yeah, Luna, Visage, very strong combo. I mean, we played Tundra and TI-10 qualifiers, and they were doing this Luna, Manta, Night Vision abuse. So it's definitely a hero that they can use a little bit like a Naga. You know, constantly sending the Manta illusions, shoving the waves, sending them also to scout, because Skitter is one of the players that not only farms with Manta, he actually uses it as a scouting tool to increase his map presence.
And as we were talking about with the Naga, like how he was using the illusions instead of just going camp to camp to camp. He's cutting the wave, even though it's not efficient. He's getting a little bit more info, especially during nighttime. I mean, they had full vision the whole night.
Yeah.
Sometimes even just suiciding illusions, just literally to get any type of information.
Yep.
And you know, theoretically there are 2 ways to deal with Tundra's, like kind of split push style. The CK is one of the heroes that they really enjoy doing that with. Okay, they go for the Phoenix into Chen. It's a great Phoenix game.
That's new.
When do they play the Phoenix? I want to say it's only with Visage they've played it.
I think I only saw them play it once, if even that. I don't even know if I saw them play it here.
They played it. I've seen Snakey play Phoenix once this tournament, I want to say. I'm pretty sure.
So basically, I think Secret, you have two approaches. When you play against this push heavy kind of style, you either match what they want to do, or you group up and ball up and try to force them into a 5 versus 5 fight at a pace that they don't really want to get into. And I feel like Chen Lesh is a perfect lineup to push the issue before Tundra kind of gets online with their heroes. Think about the Leshrac Bloodstone and the Meg timing. It's going to be very close. These heroes play together really well. Chen is going to bring a ton of armor and a ton of buffs on this Leshrac that are going to kind of help him live through the Tundra burst. And maybe they can just snowball the game, because usually Tundra don't really look at these early timings, and they hope that they get to, get away with their map stuff like they did game 1.
If you force this Visage and the CK to fight before they get the shard on Visage and the BKB on CK, they might just run into, a Leshrac and easily solo kill them. The Phoenix pick, I thought he played this tournament, but I don't see it. I think this is his first Phoenix so far at TI, and it's a classic hero versus Tusk, it's a classic hero versus Chen, and it's super good with the Visage. So we've seen him play it before. I think it's very cool to see something, be busted out of the finals. It also makes a statement.
We're seeing a very different approach from Secret this game.
Very different.
Remember Chen Bristleback? Remember some Chen Bristle?
Yep, that was
TI9?
Yep. I think this is a statement. It's like, this map stuff that you're forcing us to deal with, we're gonna have to play our game now. And it's gonna be a game of Leshrac, Chen, Bristol grouping up, going for early objectives, maybe even going high ground early. And it's like, have you thought about that happening to you?
You think Kuro's watching?
Hopefully he is.
I mean, inner Kuro right now is like push the base, push the base.
It lets them set the tempo even better, because last game they kind of wanted to, but their heroes didn't. Especially after lanes, like things just crumbled. This one, it's like you mentioned. They're going to be able to force them into Roche, force them to fights around towers.
Counter the Visage as well, Bristleback, like both on the lane, but also in the game. I also think he doesn't care at all the CK and the Phoenix early on. I mean, later on it starts.
Dyer's banned now.
I really like Secret's approach so far.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I feel like, Dota theory-wise, they have a much better shot this game than the last one, in my opinion. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on the 9 hero, because he needs to be the one buying time for House Killer, and
doesn't get last
33
pick.
and he doesn't get
10
last pick.
seconds.
He needs to enable his side laners this game.
Do you pick against the Lesh, or do you pick...
5 seconds left.
Yeah, you actually don't know. Rezo has been playing Lesh. This could be Rezo
Lesh. It's easy setup. I think it's quite laneable into the CK Phoenix, if it's going to be CK Phoenix, which I think it will be.
It's tricky. It's very tricky, actually.
Tundra's tended to not really prioritize, counteracting that matchup, though, right? Like we've seen, Liquid's approach to the Lesh, they pick the lean a lot of times. 9 usually just sticks with his style.
Well, but still, 9 has his counter picks. Like when he saw Secret pick Pangolier, he went for Lizard Man. I forget the name.
Primal Beast.
And I think he will take his opportunity to counter pick when he can.
Fair enough.
Like he really wants, when he saw the Lesh before they picked the Tusk, knowing that most likely I can get this matchup, and that's the one he likes, So now he has to pick blind, and I think Nisha might have an opening to really punish if he chooses.
Let's see what he's going to look at. I mean, we are getting a Puppy Chen in TI finals, which I think is very exciting, by the way. I love it when both teams are getting their bread and butter, because this is where you're going to get kind of the finest Dota out there.
Played Dota for 20 years, and you just pick your favorite hero, the one you want to play.
Puppy Chen in TI finals. What else do you want to watch,
5 seconds left.
That's what he also picked
Dyer's
how many times versus Alliance?
Probably many times, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to remember the drafts for all 5 games.
Here's the Nader, back at it. And what do they go for? Warden. Okay, that is
very
interesting.
That's quite the pick.
Yeah.
Quite different.
But
wow.
I think Nisha's going to find something, don't you? I don't think he's going to accept the Leshrac mid versus this. No. I think he's going to choose a hero versus the Arc Warden. What's left?
Seconds.
I mean, Pangolier is out. Batrider got banned, so they were already setting up for it.
5 seconds left.
Nine's first
Arc Warden is very nice with the Tundra's heroes. It's very nice with their playstyle. It plays a lot like a Naga. It's a hero that's hard to deal with, that can open areas safely, get information. It's an amazing peer for Tundra's lineup. It's good against Lash, but I feel like Secret's lineup is one of the lineup that can make an Arc very scary, right? Very scared, I mean.
But this is not a typical 9 hero, whatsoever. Maybe it's similar a bit to the OD, who doesn't rotate very much, but almost every 9 hero likes to rotate. There's Zeus and there's some other ones. Okay,
Morphling.
Yeah, here we go.
Morphling mid most likely into the Arc. Probably expected it to be a pretty good matchup. There it is, and it's going to be a Rezo Leshrac. And they're just kind of sacking this Leshrac a little bit. And because, it's a rough matchup. Leshrac mid against Arc is not fun by any means.
Last time he played it, he ended up with Blink, Bloodstone, Hex very early on in the game. And I think if he gets the same type of snowball or same type of game, I think it's going to look incredible. You close the gap versus the arc. You don't care about the visage. Like you can also blow him up. I don't know. I like Secret's approach here. I really like it, and I think 9 might regret, not having stayed for a more active hero. But let's see. I don't think anybody's going to help the visage this game.
No, it's I mean, I feel
10
Tundra's daughter.
seconds.
I think it's extremely powerful, but this is probably the first game,
Five
the game where I feel the
seconds
most
left.
that they can be very challenged. Yeah. They can be crippled. Yeah.
What do you sort of reckon, Fox? Nisha Morph, it's popped off before. Is this a game where we can expect to see Nisha get to a level where he's going to be having the potential to 1v5 in these team fights?
He's got good scaling. They got good ways to force team fights. It looks pretty strong.
I mean, I've said it before, also in the last game, I think they do want to keep the ball rolling, Secret, and if they don't, Tundra's going to run away with it again, and they're going to get to play the map, and it's going to be a very painful slow death for Secret. Yeah, I mean, I think the ball is in Secret's court. They really have to score.
Nisha Morph is incredible. Like, he's one of the best morphs out there. He hasn't gotten to play it as much lately, but I think everybody that ever got to face his morph still remembers. He is an incredible morph player. He can make wonders in this game.
Let's have a look. We'll find out soon. Surely we'll be able to pop over to coach, but before we lose your kind of final word, Seb, Secret, how do they bring us back from that loss in game 1?
Tempo. Play their heroes to their strength. It's a bristleback, a Leshrac, a Chen.
Thank you very much, Seb. Over to Slacks now.
Other than that, Sayak has a bunch of heroes, right? Like Sayak has a bunch of heroes.
Shaker. They do better. For some reason, I feel like we might be.
He's always ready for a fight. Prepare for battle. 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know why. We'll see.
5 seconds left.
They're on a plan, right? Second to the side, in front of your face.
It's time to pick.
Just click.
You again?
Voila.
The big advantage of doing it is one round of the game. I think there's a little bit of asymmetry, but there's also some
Seconds to
We're a little bit better because that game 1, it was a rough one. Tundra coming out.
So we've seen 9. He likes to counterpick when he gets the chance to. I wonder if he's happy with this matchup, like the Pangolier. I mean, he has to be the Pango, right? It has to be Skitter Hero. Never mind.
This here's where you choose your hero.
We have not seen that hero.
that a
We
First
haven't seen
Usa?
that hero, right?
I think that's a first Usa.
Wow.
I mean, that's a Skitter Hero. We've seen him play it a lot in the
Yes.
past. Yeah.
Okay, Medusa.
Stylus is on the Naga. Yeah. No funny business here.
Do they have enough damage to take down a Medusa is what I'm thinking,
When Tundra starts grouping up and forcing...
It's not easy for these heroes to take down Medusa because, Lesh and Ember,
Lesh, yeah.
they might lack damage.
Yeah.
Probably that's what, Tundra is trying to abuse here.
We saw one Naga earlier. I'm trying to remember who it was from RNG. He went for diffusal on
Could be
the
interesting.
Naga, and it could be interesting again this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so Tundra's plan is to get this Dusa to a point where you eventually can go tier 2,
10
Roche,
seconds.
tier 3, and the group up is going to be really strong with the Beast, and the sieging is going to start happening, and
5
that Secret
seconds left.
I kind of demise if it does happen. Whereas if Secret, they manage to stall the game out and start splitting, and Medusa is also very punished by a map that gets spread out really quite a bit, and he doesn't like running around. So
Funny, it feels like both teams have swapped roles
Yeah,
in terms of how they
yeah.
want to play the game, right? Secret wants to be dodging, and Tundra is going to try to hit critical mass, group up around the Dusa at the Beast, and just try to, end it. So we'll see how it works out. Very interesting to see how the best Naga team plays against Naga,
Yeah.
Doesn't get more interesting than that.
You have any copium left for Secret?
I do.
You do?
Of course I do.
Okay.
I want game 4.
Me too. I really want game 4.
We'll see if we're going to be getting that here. I mean, overall as well, Fog, you know, just sort of seeing Skeeter on this sort of hero. It's been, what, 2 games so far with Tundra. Each time, whether it's been Skeeter or Nine, they've just had this core that Secret haven't really been able to touch. Do you feel that may be the case here again, or do you believe that Secret, they can make sure that neither of these 2 cores from Tundra get a free game?
Tundra are magical the way they make space, especially for Skeeter, and I see 4 heroes that are pretty damn good at it. So let's see. I mean, they're the ones who know how to play versus the Naga Siren, so let's see if they can actually beat with them.
I hope for a 5-game finals. I hope these players are in here and really enjoying the moment. You know, I hope we get some good dota.
Absolutely, sort of final words, Seb, you know, coming into this for Secret. We saw them able to sort of keep the positivity high at the end. One, do you think they're going to be able to do it again at the end of game 2 going into this game 3?
There's a reason why Puppy was in the finals 10 years ago and why he's there again.
Well, let's see what's going to happen here. We'll pass over to Slacks now. It's going to be with Bowie for some words before the game.
Wait. Seconds to battle. But feel free to start killing before that. We're not sticklers. Let the battle begin!
A sweeper, a Secret able to stop them in their tracks. First of all, though, before we get into the action, we've got some words behind the scenes from Puppy during that last draft.
God gamer alert! God gamer detected! Oh,
trying to sort of build spirits coming into this game 3. As they need everything here, Secret, to try and be able to turn things around against Tundra. 2 games now where there's just been a point where it seems all over. Tundra, there's just been all over Secret, closing up the games as they wish. Here, this game 3, indeed, as we talked about during the draft, bit of a different approach from both teams.
Much different.
And Tundra absolutely trying something completely different there. You know, obviously, Aoi mentioning that cosmetics were a bit of an influence in terms of why Skeeter's running the Medusa in this match. But regardless, you've got to imagine they still pick it because they feel that it's going to have its strengths here. Something that other teams have not been able to find in any of the games so far here, this international play.
Yeah, they probably feel like it can get to the scaling point, but the laning phase could be incredibly difficult. This is a very oppressive lane that Secret does have down here. And Mirana, I mean, we've seen Snaking do fantastic work on it, but sometimes you just can't really protect these cores. There's a reason these like Medusas and Clinks have not been picked too often. Their lanes can just get completely shut down. So let's see if Skeeter and Snaking are able to do it. Right away, we're seeing those immediate tangos. 4 or 5 of them are being passed off to Skeeter. He's going to have to bring more down because of the harassment that's coming out.
Of course, one thing that's going to be feeling good for Secret, seeing already some action from it here down bottom. Zayat's getting his hands on the Marcy this game. One of the stronger heroes from the tournament.
They don't have one of those heroes that really benefits the most off of the sidekick. Usually you do see, like, when Tundra does try to opt for it, they have like 2 or 3 heroes they can throw this sidekick onto. Not really many on Secret where it's like, wow, amazing sidekick. Like, sure, the damage bonus on an Ember can be decent, but Naga Siren getting sidekicked up isn't really the best. So it's going to be more of just this ganking Marcy in particular.
And do you feel a bit more comfortable overall with Secret's approach? You know, this game, Crystalis, playing what you could only describe sort of as a more traditional carry, right? It's not this Pudge or Bristle that's going to look to be forced to get involved at an earlier time. He can look to sort of take the game a bit more on his shoulders as a harder carry as the Naga Siren in this game 3.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, like, he should be able to eventually definitely take over the map, and they do have those elements to be able to push and abuse those side lanes. It's very, like 702 are saying, it's like the script has shifted completely. It almost looks like a Tundra draft on the Secret side, except for the silencer. So could definitely see Crystallis perhaps get to that point, but let's see if he's able to with the pressure that comes out, because Tundra, as you said, super oppressive. But looks like Skeeter, he's having a little bit of a rougher one. As we've seen, Snaking actually getting a lot of last hits in this lane. 6, because Skeeter's being pushed off a lot with the aggressiveness.
I mean, that's sort of something to be said there, at least Snaking, making sure that not too much is getting missed from the both of them.
Yeah.
I'll see top. Puppey, he's going to look to chase out Saxa a little bit. Saxa will be fine and into the trees. I mean, mid lane, this time round, having the Ember Spirit here for Nisha. I mean, what's sort of your thoughts on this hero? I mean, you pick later on in the draft, is this a game where Ember Spirit is going to have the luxury of sort of darting around the team fights, or is there a few concerns for Nisha?
Definitely some limited disables on the side of Tundra. He could have a spectacular game. However, Ember at this tournament has been having some difficulties, of course, kind of committing into fights. You kind of just run out of steam at some point, it feels like, on this hero lately. So we'll see what he's going to be able to make of it. Top, Saxa.
He's trying to trade with Puppey, but Crystallis will step up, make sure that Saxa can't continue to stand his ground against the silencer.
Yeah, we see the build, of course, from 33. It's Axe Max, but also just he started with the Sage's Mask straight into the Bassi, starting some mangoes. His typical approach from Tundra and just keeping the spam on. He sees top CS.
Sort of a secret, you know, in terms of, obviously we talked about how Tundra can deal with the mid from Secret. You know, for Secret, how well are they going to be able to deal with 9 when he hits this point where he's coming in with those early rotations, heading to the side lanes with the Rolling Thunder? Can they deal with the Pango's aggression?
He could be big problems. I think we have to watch for these globals, if he's able to catch it, like in between these rolls and stuff like that, how much Puppey's going to be able to do to catch this with the combination of Nisha. They do have burst damage to be able to just kill this Pango in some situations, so...
So far in the mid, Nisha, a decent bit of a lead here, 29-5 against the 21-2. He's best with a consistent slight spam here onto 9, keeping him low.
Both kind of doing the same thing to each other, keeping each other just at gankable levels. And it's a bit scarier, I would say, for the Pango. He actually has to go back to base because there's a Marcy. So whenever you're getting put low, you always have to expect this rotation to come in. So we do see 9 is forced back to base.
Yeah, we did see Zayach, indeed, step over to that area, see if that opportunity was going to be had. But as you say, 9 plays it smart.
As soon as he goes missing bottom, even for a couple seconds, they do have to be very wary of it. Thinking. He's got the trade. He's got 2 in Starstorm, too.
True, Zayach does get too low. Snaking will look to jump in and burst through him.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more hits, and he would have probably been able to go.
The bottom lane, it was a bit of a slower start in the first few waves. Looks like Skeeter's able to pretty much catch back up here to the amount of farm that Rezo's getting out of this. 26 for 7, 23 for 6, and he's got this full wave coming in against him. Skeeter, you know, despite the early pressure on him, dealt very well with those first few waves, those first few lanes that have had to match up against Secret down here.
They've been so good because of this Mirana, really. Like, Snaking's actually being able to bully and make sure that Skeeter's able to have a decent laning phase because these 2 points in Starstorm. He's able to trade with pretty much anybody. We see this rotation coming in.
He's already used the swashbuckle.
6.
And he has indeed hit the 6, and that'll mean 9. He's more than fine. In fact, trying to use that ult to set up a bit onto Nisha, but the Remnants are the ready. Nisha himself in the 6. 9's able to roll across, pick up that arcane rune. As Snaking and Saxa heading over to help. They're jumping with a rebound. But Science goes down. They'll even be able to turn over towards Nisha as well. But 9 will die for that effort. Maybe feeling a bit stronger than he was there, charging forward with the backup of his 2 supports. But 9 ending up losing his life off the back of that aggressive play.
Nisha does incredible physical damage right now. The corrosion and the blades of attack finished.
There's so much damage yet with
Maybe
3 points in slide.
Yeah, maybe thought he was going to be a little bit tankier, and immediately they rotate in Zayats, they fill up the bottle, so looking to play around Nisha as much as possible.
Absolutely, yeah, Secret showing that they can bring their supports mid as well. I'm sure that Nisha continues to have that edge in this mid matchup. Only about a 600 gold difference lead here for the Ember Spirit. Nisha playing it well so far.
I mean, that tends up being the decision there, so Secret, they're going to be like, okay, no longer can we really pressure the Deuce early game. We're just going to look to buff up this Ember Spirit so he can be the one to kind of take over the map. Since Naga's now having her own free time, they're just going to be like, all right, Rezo, you're sacked for the moment. We'll deal with this Medusa later on. Still keeping the silencer even around the mid lane.
$33. Looks like he'll give some of that top lane to Saxa. 33 will start to clear a bit of the stacks. Prepared here in the triangle.
Yep, he's got his helm creep finished up too, so now he can look to actually pressure the lane. Once he's got this creep, he can go back up there.
Bottom lane, putting a bit of an effort onto Skeeter. Mana's starting to get pretty low here. Damage resides in Resolution. Snaking on target though. Holds back Rezo. Limits the ability for Secret to continue to chase down Skeeter, but seeing heavy pressure now from these two, and it's going to become even more. Secret, they're bringing in Nisha to make the aggressive play down. Skeeter immediately out of the area, does not want to mess around when these sort of rotations come out from the mid.
The earlier ward that Snaking placed for to watch the rotations of the Marcy, actually this time catches the Ember Spirit, making the rotation down. So Skeeter, we've seen him, actually last game did the same thing. Got pushed out of lane relatively early, will go to jungle, and Snaking's going to sim the trees and sap.
And it's this timing again, really. So this 8 to 9 minute window where both games, Secret, they have been allowed to get this early tier 1 tower. So once again, some good pressure on at the moment, Snaking. Same position he did in the last game, sapping the XP that he can. Over in Secret's half of the map though, Saxon's got a bit of a catch on to Crystallis. Crystallis incredibly low. 9, he's ready to jump in with the Rolling Thunder. That's Crystallis gone. So while Secret put the pressure on down bottom, Tundra make the most of that information to catch out Crystallis alone.
It's so much pressure. As soon as the Dominator's finished up on the Beastmaster, he's shoving the lane in. They're looking to catch behind, and yeah, Saksa, he finds it. He's now going to take away some of this jungle, take away the bounty rune as well. And look at Snaking. It looks like he's potentially maybe trying to drag a wave or something.
Dire's top tower
Maybe trying to grab that, but unable to because he's getting chased. Does mean that they're not going to get the bottom tower on the side of Secret, and top tower is going to drop to the side of Tundra. And Snaking, it's just base making. Unless Rezo reads him.
Nicely done there from Rezo. Zayat's able to jump in and throw Snaking back into the clutches of Resolution. They'll get themselves a kill out of that, Secret.
Oh, beautiful play from Rezo.
I see Nisha just diving in sort of pretty deep into Tundra's half of the map. Trying to really keep Skeeter on his toes, make sure this Medusa doesn't feel too safe to farm in this sort of deep area on their half.
He's not really at risk of too much. Like, they have to bring so many heroes to kind of punish this Ember Spirit, so really like the play from Nisha. He's just keeping this Medusa low, keeping him scared, because if a +1 hero comes in, it's a free kill every time. And now, with this, potentially able to take this bottom tower point, put it to Edict, so we'll be able to match that move from Tundra up top.
Again, 10 minutes in, similar to sort of the close start that we were getting at least out of the game 2 of this grand finals.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Secret very much having their own strengths. Overall though, see top of the board there, 33. He's making the money on this Beastmaster.
We've seen this from him a lot on his Beastmaster, especially being top net worth when it was very popular. He was playing it so much. We'll see now if there's going to be a play from Secret to look to invade the Ancient area, because that's kind of like the Medusa specialty, is farming these Ancients. In the past, most games with Tundra, they actually don't do this for Skeeter because he's usually playing with these illusion heroes. So let's see if they are going to look to punish him.
And sort of in comparison to the drafts that we have from Tundra in Game 1 and Game 2, would you sort of consider this Game 3-1 a little bit more vulnerable in these sort of early stages? Like Secret have a bit more of a chance of shutting them down early?
Yeah, absolutely. Medusa just takes some time before she wants to show up at all. So it does feel like they can look to be playing pretty aggressive, just have to really avoid 9 in particular. I mean, he's the big playmaker. If they can kind of move away from the Pangolier.
Let's see if he seizes the opportunity to go for Saxa. Sentry down though for Saxa now. He knows that she's watching him.
Tough grab though. 9 is still, I mean, really lingering in the back line.
He still wants to maybe do something.
He's got quite the flank.
It's a bit low on the mana as well. Won't have too much to throw out here. There's the opening for 9. In for the Rolling Thunder. They'll pop the global.
The creep takes the arrow.
Stun. He won't quite connect, and now Rezo tries to turn, but the global comes to an end. Saxa turns with a combo. Avalanche toss to take him down. Resolution falls, but Zayat has the backup of Nisha. Secret, they'll be able to take something in return. Oh, he's able to swing when he goes for the TP, but Nisha will be able to dive in with the Remnant, pick up a couple, maybe more, chains her up. He has enough mana to stop the TP from Saxa. Puppy's here as well. They'll chase out the Tiny, surround him in the trees. It's a triple kill for Nisha.
What a play. Skills up the Searing Chains after he gets the kills, immediately has enough mana to do it too. Beautifully done.
This is exactly what Secret need to be seeing from Nisha. They have to have him just step up to the next level, something that he has done before in some of the series here during the playoffs of TI. They need Nisha to be on top form to have a chance against Tundra.
And you see why they put so much emphasis on him in the mid lane. Fill up his bottle, do everything you can to make sure Nisha has this game so he can make that space for this Naga Siren, who now, Crystallis free in the jungle, and they have a regen rune sitting bottom. So Zayat, he's camping it for Nisha so he can keep his impact on the map. All about this Ember Spirit for Secret.
Skeeter, feeling confident enough to step up in the mid. Secret, they'll definitely make a jump on this. They'll get him with the opening. They've taken out his mana. The damage has been done. A risky position for Skeeter to find himself in. Secret, they don't hold back at all at making that jump. They know that that Medusa is in a completely dangerous spot, and it hurts. That's Skeeter out of the game for 20 seconds. Secret, they managed to put some pressure on the mid, and of course this is just continued gold and XP being fueled and funneled into this Ember Spirit.
Still has the regen running, so he's full HP, full mana for this push. They can still have to fight if anyone does come in. And Tundra doesn't feel like they do want to fight here. Dropping too fast.
Middle tower is under attack.
Big moves.
They'll have to let this one go.
And Tundra's base. Crystallis now able to rotate down toward bottom.
9. He's keeping his eyes on Crystallis, but of course at this area, out on his own, not able to sort of make any sort of move or aggressive play. Not until he has the Diffusal Blade done. When that's there, he might be able to look for some solo action.
I was looking to see if we would see that build queued up also for Crystallis, because I believe Notel was mentioning, I think it was Hector who did it actually in one of the games as Naga when he was playing, and he went this Diffusal Blade, and it was very strong. So if he can opt to do that, if they even want to.
I think
the thing is though, do they even want to though? Because like the Medusa, maybe they don't feel like they even need it.
I mean,
how little this hero's been played.
You might sort of see the argument for just getting that Skadi online as soon as you can. Of course, Skadi's going to have incredible benefits, limiting the Medusa in these fights.
This time around, really finding their footing. Now for Tundra, playing around 33 is probably the best option. Helm of Overlord is finished, so he is a big problem for Secret.
Resolution's pretty vulnerable. As 33 opens up with a raw, easy kill there for Tundra.
That's the big hero that they do have to watch out for. And yeah, snaking with these Moonlight Shadows, this has kind of been one of the biggest things that Tundra's been able to play around.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for this Ember Spirit next fight. He's got his Maelstrom done and a DD in the bottle.
Oh boy.
You don't want to fight around this Ember unless you're guaranteed to have the lockdown. And of course, this is a point where Raw has been used. Nisha is going to be able to play with that timing in mind. Not too much that he has to threat when he turns up to these team fights.
And there's Global available too, so even if the chain stun comes out, like if Sox fight with Avalanche, they can probably
He feels strong, he's ready to go in chains,
There's
followed by the Global Silence. We'll see the Mirana snaking, try and get off to the side, but the slight's there. They take down both supports.
And they might even get the Helm. They will.
Extra 250 gold, I believe, going the way of Resolution, so more money for him. I'll speed up the Bloodstone. Really is, you know, Saw should being able to step it up a bit more in game 2, but here in this game 3, Ember Spirit so far, so good here with these early plays. And hitting sort of on towards the level 12. Once he gets that item done after the Maelstrom, we'll see what it's going to be if he feels he needs to get the BKB, play some sort of into some sort of safety for the next item. At the same time, so we see the lack of lockdown. He might feel that he can just build up that damage, continue to play aggressive.
I think he probably wants to look to play as aggressive as possible. The space for Crystallis is amazing right now. He's just having the time of his life on this Naga Siren 2K lead. And Secret, they're still clustered together. The lanes are all in a good position for them, so they can just keep looking to fight. Even though they don't have Global.
So they will around the mid. Another catch in from Nisha, he's in with a slight change. Running off to the side, they're going to dispose back onto Saxon, but Silence and Puppy just get shredded by 33 and his Dinosaur. As Tundra, they're ready to see if they can catch more snake. He's in with the arrow, quick over the slight change. Nisha just able to take him out amongst them on Tundra. They continue to get more. 9 rolls in, takes out Rezo, he's got his eyes over towards Nisha. It's pretty deep here. Up towards the tier 2, they'll continue to try and chase him, chains back up. Well, Nisha starts to sort of dig there, a bit risky. He's going to get caught by the ambulance. Nisha goes down. As Tundra, they hit back hard, straight down the mid. They take out 4.
And now Secret, they're looking for the fight. They're like, we don't have Global, we don't really care. We can still look to get this, but an Avalanche from the high ground. I think catches, what, 3 heroes? Axes as well from the Beastmaster, catches multiple. Tundra in position perfectly to counteract Secret.
Yeah, as we've seen time and time again for Tundra this series, they know when to go. You give them any sort of opening, and they just go straight for it. And both supports taken out, and then they know it's their time to run down it. And it's this sort of timing as well. 33 for the most part. He's been getting so much farm out on his own. Now he's looking to play with the team, set up action, roars back up, opens up on the Resolution, TPs are coming in, but Rezo gets burst here by 33 and Saxa. Tundra, they're really starting to get the ball rolling once again.
I-33 is just a monster, 3-0 and 3. Every time he shows up, they're just
so
level.
Farm. Look at his farm.
He's level 14 as well.
And so much pressure as well, 17 minutes in, this tier 2 starting to fall. Tundra, they're sticking around here on the aggressive against Secret. Puppy does have the Global up.
Have to try to take out this 33 Beastmaster somehow. He's doing way too much damage. Crystallis is still getting all the space in the world, but that is a pretty devastating hit. Losing Nisha like that.
Absolutely. We're going to get to see Chrysalis have an impact this game that he just hasn't had in the series so far.
sure.
Right? Both game 1 and game 2, he just never really got the farm, pretty much stuck at the bottom of the cores. It will be a different story this time. So Chrysalis will absolutely feel a bit more powerful when those inevitable team fights occur that he has to turn up to.
That being said, also though, Skeeter has started to get ignored a little bit because of the moves Tundra's been able to counteract for Secret. He's got Manta. Now he can freely push out those waves. Without having to show his face, he can actually survive in most situations.
That's very true. I mean, as you said,
hard.
on the Medusa, you're always going to have a tougher time opening up in this sort of game. And Skeeter, arguably, he's got through that tough spot.
He got through one of the tougher ones, and he's always going to have excellent Mystic Snake targets. You just throw that onto the Lesh in most situations, you get so much mana back in the fights. Secret have to be careful in these next few moments. Can't make another mistake like that. Gotta smoke up. Nisha still having quite a bit of gold in the bank. 2,600.
See Snaking poke at the wave mid, but
tower
they
is
want
about to
something
be
much
raided
bigger than that. They
top
want
row.
33's life.
This is the best kill.
See if they can worm up it with the combo. Straight in, but already done through the other side. They find the chain.
Sasa's
here
here.
to help out. Rolls back up. They turn with the roar onto Resolution, holding back the Let's Drag. They'll turn his attention over towards Saxa instead. But Tundra, they want to look to try and take this fight. 9 rolls up straight up the high ground. He's got the opening start holding Resolution. The roll continues, of course, through the song as Resolution's taken out. The 9, he's ready to close in on Chrysalis as the song comes to an end. Illusion's back out for Chrysalis. Snaking, jumps forward with the Star Storm, trying to burst Secret down low. The curse kicks in onto 9, so no further spells available to be casted on the chase.
But now Roche.
Resolution's gone. 33 as strong as ever, steps over into the Roshan pit. They were so close to maybe catching 33 by surprise, but they couldn't quite find the initiation off the back of the rebound.
They waited.
So they're trying to poke at them here, Secret. Sort of deter Tundra from committing to the Roshan, but it's rough.
They waited a little too long, it felt like, on the Global. Every spell got casted, and then Global comes out. The Roar and the Avalanche was already there to kind of let 33 get the distance. So Secret, again, they have to be careful with these mistakes. It's got to get punished every single time. Tundra is all at the ready to look for these fights, and now with Skeeter at the ready to fight, they're going to look for their own battle of 4 and 5.
Skeeter's ready to join, and he's got a point in the Stone Gaze as well. So ready to pop that ultimate. Stop Secret from being able to sort of take the fight head into them.
Sox is going to
He's in with a jump. He gets the toss back. They'll get the quick thing onto Puppy. Puppy gets burst through. Rebounding from Zion, over towards Saxa. The Stone Gaze has been popped here, so Secret can't come in for now. He's actually going to end up tanking the roll out the back of one of the illusions. Rezo's going to attempt to run down Tundra with this in mind, but off to the back lines. 9 straight in on top of Zion's controlling the Marcy. Good bounces here off the cliffs. Leaving Zion's no option to escape. 9 takes him out pretty much solo. Jumps over the swashbuckle. Stun will connect though. 9 he's falling low. Nisha has the damage. They take down 9.
Can they chase for more?
They've got the curse onto 33. Rezo pops the bloodstone, getting that mana back up. He's ready to chase. He's closing the ammo. The beast is going to be the one for Secret. Triple kill for Nisha. Only Skeeter and Saxa left here for Tundra. Saxa, he still wants to fight. Jumps in with the toss. The avalanche onto the 3 of them. They're taking out Resolution. There's going to be a buyback from Zayas. Secret, they're putting everything into holding this fight, keeping Chrysalis safe. Nisha, he's so low on mana. He hasn't really got much more. He's sort of trapped up on the high ground. He's got one more slide of
He's
fist.
burning.
But Skeeter, he's burning off the burn for the Dragon. 33 kills him off. Skeeter will surely die here. Can they really get him out? Oh my, they're going to get him out.
Is he really
They're
going to
get him
get
out.
away?
They can't close the gap. Skeeter's going to live.
God.
He's going to live.
To the gills.
Oh, Nisha, he gets stuck in that little spot on
And
the ledge.
the Dragon, the burn, he feels it there.
And the whole fight, too.
stuck.
A fight that lasts, I mean, what feels like almost 2 minutes. The Hawk is scouting everything in all these situations, too. Tundra, amazing at the way that they can reset from these fights. With Secret, they do get some big kills.
I mean, yeah, more. No, sure. Nisha dying at the end of it. I mean, look at his case, 10-2 and 2. He's still doing everything he can here to hold on to this game against Tundra. But in these fights, Tundra's still able to take to sort of the next level once again in this game 3.
I mean, look at the start, too. The arrow does connect on the Naga. They're almost able to get the Roar, but 33 unable to get it. It's the start there. Crazy chases.
I mean, Skeeter being able to walk away as he did. That's definitely going to feel frustrating there for Secret.
The way that they're able, just the reset, the constant reset and jump forward, the way they play around these cooldowns. Saxa, how many avalanche toss combos was he able to get in this one? How many axes did you see thrown out?
We'll see Skeeter about 2,300 gold away from the Skadi. Couldn't kill him easily enough then. Once he's got his next item done, he's going to be such a huge terror in these team fights.
Crystallis too, though, still getting big. The Orchid is finished, so he also has a level of control, perhaps,
Tundra
to catch this Pango.
They're ready to make the move. They know Roshan's up. They don't want to head straight into the pit. They want to try and get a pick off first. Secret relatively prepared though. The four of them grouped up. Rezo the one to be pushing out alone. TP on cooldown for 9 seconds. We'll see if he's able to get out of this area of the map in time.
They always have the Hawks scouting out, trying to get information. If they get the initiation onto one of the big heroes of Secret, it's going to be a really tough comeback. Even though they have Global, one of those heroes will probably die instantly if Tundra does get that drum.
We see sort of from Secret as well. They, Skeeter pushing out the mid lane as kind of aggressively as he was over on Secret's half of the map. Secret, I suspect that something's up. They're sticking together and now, sort of keeping the timing in mind, knowing that the smoke from Tundra's probably come to an end. They might try and sneak a Roshan off the back of their own smoke though, rather than look for a kill. They're straight into the pit. 33 shows bottom. They know that they've got a bit of space to go for this. The question is, can they do it fast enough?
It looks like they do with the Unleash. It's about to drop down. Tundra do have the split push coming on, but yeah, this Roshan.
So they move for Secret. And a smart timing there with the smoke.
Now Rezo probably feels a lot safer. He can charge in, almost BKB done. He's going to be able to commit into those backlines easier. Secret find themselves a pretty big window here.
See what sort of the play is to be here from Tundra. A bit of a different position to what they've been in before in the first 2 games. Secret having this first Aegis on Resolution. For the most part, very much has been the core that Tundra have struggled the least with taking down. Now he's got that Aegis. Tundra, they're going to have to think twice about how they go about these team fights. They're still going to try for it though. They're in with the Shadow 9. Burst onto Puppey. Caught out the pack of it onto the side. Been caught by the Raw. 33 commits straight down. Takes out Zayed, but Nisha's in. That's 9 out of the fight. And Nisha, Crystallis, they're in for more. Diving over towards Saxon with the Remnant. Saxon trying to toss it back, but with the axe, Nisha, he's still got Remnants to play with. Closes the gap. 2 more kills for the Ember Spirit. Nisha now up to 12 kills here, 24 minutes in.
They get the initiation onto the 2 supports, but Nisha, Secret, they're all there at the ready. Yeah, this Aghanims saved the gold, got those big kills earlier, finished up another 3,000 gold for him too.
I mean, he's getting to play exactly the game as you sort of expect him to be able to in this sort of draft.
Limited
and he's
control.
Playing it perfectly. Nearly hitting level 18. He's got 3k gold in the gap in the bank, ready towards his next item.
And Crystallis is
He's
starting.
a problem.
Crystallis is starting to get toward critical mass as well. Heart almost finished up. So, Seb Notil, they're saying, could there be some damage issues perhaps versus this Medusa? It's starting to get to the point where could there be damage issues to deal with this Naga Siren too? With the way this game is going, with the way Secret's been able to play around Nisha.
Now, very much so. Crystallis. Very, very impressive looking this game. Something that we have seen him bring out. Look at the first 2. Puppey. Not to get caught up quite a few times. He's going to throw himself into this fight. They want to try and take this Secret. There's not Anisha, who'll go in with the first few Remnants. Resolution and Crystals are heading over. They've lost both support Secret, but it looks like the core still want to try and take this fight.
Scotty.
And Resolution, he's walked into this. They're set up into the arrow. Rezo, he's out the once. I mean, can they protect him a second time? They do have the song.
It's only level 1.
They might have to use it here to disengage. I don't think Secret.
It's tiny though.
They're not going to want to stick around for this 9.
It's only level 1 song.
He's in with the chase. He's got the slowdown in with the diffuser blade over towards Crystallis. They're jumping with the combo. Crystallis getting burst down. Skeeter,
the roar.
Up in the roar. The sword buckle. He's gone.
They have the damage.
And they're ready to look for more. He's put the BKB resolution, but Skeeter in position on top of him with the Skadi. Puppey back in action. Pops the global. They'll kill off 9 for the dive.
Skeeter free hitting.
The rest of Tundra, they're still pushing on. Under the tier 2, it's Resolution down.
Nisha.
He's got 1 more Remnant. Going aggressive.
Nisha. And now Skeeter.
Look at the catch. The dispose. He's going for the TP. Have they got anything to stop it? They do not. They don't. Skeeter's out. I'm going to feel that fight all in all. Certainly could have gone a lot worse there for Secret. A very bold decision, right? They lose their 2 supports. They still try and force something with the 3 cores. Doesn't look too great of a move when they lose the Aegis as quickly as they could. And Resolution dying very quickly. But somehow, some way, they're able to punish Tundra a little bit for that aggressive move towards Secret's own tier 2.
I mean, it's the Nisha show, really, right? He's the one who's doing all the damage in the fights. If he's not controlled, he still is able to do a crazy amount. But they do get the Naga. That's the big kill. Skeeter survives, and they get Crystallis this time.
Yeah, 15, 2 and 3 here from Nisha. He's giving it his everything, and he has to.
Beautiful Kai Assange finish up after his shard at his Aghanims. So his damage still crazy. However, his damage is incredibly good versus everybody except for the Medusa. That is still the issue. So Skeeter is still finding this footing. He's just still behind this Naga Siren in farm.
At this end of this fight, once again, you know, Tundra, understandably, they're like, it's only the 3 cores. We could chase these heroes down, get some more out of it. But they end up losing heroes themselves.
Radiant's
Unleash for Zarya. We get out a Sentry Ward and a Courier from this.
Skeeter.
Look to move forward towards Secret. They have the full 5-man in the area. Nisha very much fit to fight.
And Puppey now has an Aeon Disc, so if they do catch him in some of these situations, he will get the global off for his team to follow up.
Certainly will allow for a chance of a bit of a different outcome, as we've seen pretty much the last 3 times. Tundra, they always find him and sort of force Puppey to either not get the global off at all or use it in inopportune moments.
See Cloak of Flames now picked up for Crystallis, so easier ways to cut waves, tankier for his illusions as well.
See there on the win probability still very much a strong belief there in the power of Tundra. How much farm Skeeter still has and how much farm 33 does. You know, 33 gets to play these fights with his summons alive and sets up with a roar. His impact, it's going to be big in these team fights. Secret holding the high ground. Tundra trying to break back into their own jungle with this smoke.
They have this ward. They see at least 2 or 3 heroes right now in Secret.
It's a difficult area to fight for Tundra, even if they're making the jump off the back of a smoke.
They see Puppey with the Aeon Disc too, so maybe gonna look to poke and prod it, force it. Rezo forcing bottom tower with Edict.
It needs a hand.
Almost drops down. And Tundra, they opt to just go elsewhere.
Yeah, they have no interest in defending this tower for now.
Yep, looking to probably finish up the next 2 items. Skeeter still not feeling too strong. It's going for the Maelstrom build. He's starting to feel perhaps that Naga Siren will be an issue.
All right, okay, yeah, going full in on the dealing with the illusions. And understandably, indeed, with how much farm Crystallis has, continuing to hold on to that top spot in net worth.
Neck and neck game. Closest of the 3.
I mean, it really has. We've seen sort of the trajectory of the series so far. Game 1, Tundra, a complete stop. Game 2, Secret very much having much more life to them, but still not enough. Now in this Game 3, Secret in the best position they've been in today in terms of being able to take a game off Tundra and holding on to their chances here in the grand finals.
And in terms of scaling overall with their draft, right? They have the Marcy who's going to be able to scale really hard. Nishas have this fantastic game. Crystallis is at the top of the net worth, so and scaling, they should be able to deal with this Medusa as long as she doesn't get too big like a Rapier at some point. Eventually, you do feel Tundra's draft can start to fall behind versus what Secret does have this time.
Maybe its middle tower is under attack.
But that's been said a lot of times for Tundra, and Tundra has done some miraculous stuff.
This is a team that can very much find a win in even the tougher situations later on. One of the reasons they've cruised to this grand final straight through the upper bracket. Tundra, they have so many strategies, so many solutions for every single possible position they can be held in.
Look at this flank. In Shadow, they see the smoke.
Oh, Crystallis gonna step up into this. The illusion 9, he's gonna look to jump in the backline. The global silence out, but the rolling thunder's already there. Crystallis trying to keep them safe here with the Song of the Siren. Nisha swinging up towards the backlines with the remnants. Crystallis having to back away from 9 over the river. Resolution and Nisha. They'll go Crystallis to the south, but Crystal, he needs help. It doesn't look like he's gonna get away with it. Disposes there for time. It's not enough. Nisha, see if he can get any sort of a cleanup. Jumps over the remnants. Trying to chase down Snaking, but Secret, they've already lost 2. They'll lose sides as well. Tundra, they'll take the fire around the mid, and they'll look for more. Over towards the chase onto Rezo. He's got the BKB, but Skeeter's in with the Sky Slow. Rezo goes down as well. All dead on Secret.
And Nisha, he's still got remnants to play with. Should be all right. The Brute will it catch him? The Roar.
They've got the Roar.
Do they have enough?
And it's the Hawks crashing down onto him. It's a little bit more, but not enough. Nisha still able to get away. I mean, lucky enough for him, 33 hadn't quite picked up the Hex. Next time around, the Hex, it will be there. 33's got it done.
But they just, in this fight, they just get the perfect wrap run. They stick on Chris, and nobody helps. He gets a global to kind of cover him, but nobody else is able to actually get him into a better position.
I mean,
they focus him.
It very much was a case of just biting off a bit more than they could chew. You see, sort of the plan here from Nisha. He wants to jump to the back lines, try and look for the easier kills, and then off to the side, sort of this heavy attempt from Secret to sort of commit it. And try and help out Reza, you know, get this kill on Saxa. All this sort of split focus means that Crystallis, he's got no help at all.
No help whatsoever. And they do have enough damage. If they're able to stick on him like that, they will always have enough damage to deal this Naga Siren. Tundra now 4K lead. Right after we're saying that perhaps they could have some struggle, they find a beautiful angle, and now you said the Hex is also finished up for 33. So for Nisha, He's actually got a much harder game in front of him.
He's got to be careful. I mean, he's got a little bit of protection, of course, with the status resist. The guy's now just trying to get the Lincolns off next. In the middle, they're going to toss back into the arrow over the X. They lock him down. Nick's just gone.
Oh, boy.
They
Instant
have
smoke.
the power to deal with him right now.
They're feeling themselves. Instant smoke. The roar's still available. They want more. 70 seconds. He just spent the gold.
I mean, you know, Secret, they definitely are going to be feeling it after the outcome of that last fight. They know that Tundra's got this lead against them. And there's got to be sort of that really concerning feeling just sort of deep in their gut. When you get behind Tundra, you struggle immensely to get a hold back at the game. It's something that teams throughout the entire TI have struggled to do. Trying to turn around against a lead at this point, against this squad. Only very few have even come close to being able to do so. Secret, they've got to do something miraculous to hold on to this game.
It's a huge death, too. Such a long time. The Ember Spirit off the map. You can see Secret's kind of stuck in their base. Chrysalis is really being, pretty aggressive being down here. He can even get caught pretty easily if there's just like a Hawk scouting him. So he's really pushing the limit of his hero down here. And Roche, it's going to get scouted instantly. It's going to spawn, and they'll have a small window to actually go for it.
Don't know if Secret's going to want to do anything about this whilst they don't have Nisha.
It's going to die so fast as well.
It really will.
With 9. All that minus armor.
And Secret, you know, out of all the heroes, Ember Spirit may be one of the ones that could have gone for some sort of aggressive dive in to try and look for a steal. The rest of the 4 of them, it's so hard to do. Of course, Outpost under Tundra's control, so no real easy way for Nisha to get over here in time. Roshan gets taken ages into the hands of Skeeter, and Secret, they may have come too close to the pit already. They jump on the Puppey, they drop the unders. 9, it was rolling thunder, locking Puppey down across the stairs. Puppey falls, and Zayat, he's got to run. Uphill miss there, protecting from that first instance of the Skadi attack. And Zayat, he's still got no chance of running. It's that up. He's able to close up. Rizzo gets the toss back. Tundra. They take the Roche, they take the Aegis, they take 3 more kills from Secret.
It's the way that, I mean, they're fighting the Roche, right? They're killing it. They're like, oh, we got this. So they Moonlight Shadow, run out, and go for catch while they're doing the Roshan type. Tundra just on another level every single time. The way they take every single approach, every single fight.
Yeah, Secret starting to crumble a little bit once more. They've got to pull themselves together.
But how now? Skitter, he's the one full critical mass. The Mjolnir's done. He's got Shard.
I mean, at the least, a Chrysalis on the Naga side, you can continue to do this. Keep some of these lanes, split push out, cut the creep waves, limit the areas that Tundra's able to push in on, but already this top lane, it's hitting the tier 3s. Tundra, they're going to look to try and push on a high ground here.
And the big issue really for Chrysalis is when is he going to be able to feel strong enough to get into a fight himself and do what Nisha's doing? He's 1, 3, and 2 on this Naga.
He's trying to get the axe here to sort of have that extra setup, but
will it be enough? Is it going to give him damage to actually walk into these fights? It doesn't feel like it. Tundra, they've covered all their bases.
And they're so strong now around this push. 3 minutes still on the Aegis. So much time to play with, where they can look to take so much from Secret.
Rex, it's just dropping for free. Nobody wants to step up. They're
Who
scared of
starts
getting
the
tossed.
fight?
He's got the axe.
Jackson, he's in with the combo. They catch Science out to the side. The arrow connects as well. Swashbuckle won't quite clip him. And even with the axes, but 9 in with the Rolling Thunder finishes off Science. Over towards Chrysalis now. The global silence holding back Tundra's aggression for now.
They're not able to make anything of that global.
Secret, got to keep that distance. Grab the remainder of the Rolling Thunder from 9. 30 seconds without their Zayas Marcy.
Another toss.
Saxa, the setup down to Chrysalis. They're going to roll. Then the follow-up X as well. He's been locked down. They've got to get Chrysalis back to safety. He's walking back to the fountain. They'll be able to allow Chrysalis to reset, but the damage is done. The racks have been taken out. Rezo, he tries to come in, but he gets too close. Goes up. Rezo's out for 70. No buyback for the Leshrac.
They can't kill anybody during the global. They're just on full retreat. Secret starting to look impossible.
It just doesn't stop it from Tundra. Once they've got a hold on the game, it's just this immensely tight grip. You cannot stop them. 12K lead.
All it takes is one fight, really, from Tundra. We saw 28 minutes, right? Things were kind of even, and then kaboom. They find absolutely everything they needed. And now Secret, they're pretty trapped. They've got the Lincolns now for Anish, but as we said, where's the damage going to be coming from? Everyone on Tundra's feeling a bit too tanky with all these new items coming out.
And just, you know, as always, you got to really point back to sort of how impressive it is for Tundra to do with this last big Medusa, something that no one else was doing, something that was, by the sounds of it from Maui, sort of picked on a bit of a whim. Skeeter, he got the new Crimson Witness for it. He wanted to play it. It's looking pretty darn fantastic. It's up there at the top.
And they see Nisha.
And they get the opening.
They got the Jake stun.
Global's going to be blocked. Can he get him out in time? They can't. The lockdown's there.
He spent his gold on the Lincolns.
Oh, he's out for 80, and Zayat also found. Secret, they are crumbling, falling apart once again in this game 3. Tundra, they just know how to break you.
And they just know how to play with this vision, right? The Hawk this time around, it always seems to be scouting.
Radiant's courier is dead.
I believe they also now, that was the gem that they just picked up, gave to Nisha, and he didn't last with it for very long. Now it's on the Beastmaster. A full refresher, also, this Beastmaster, 33, a menace this game, 12, 1, and 16.
My goodness. I mean, there's so much pressure on Chrysalis right now to just try and keep this game going. Resolution as well, they're doing everything in their power here. Secret to just cut these waves, push them back out. Good call there with the BKB TP out. If that BKB didn't come, Resolution was dead for sure. He gets himself back to base. Secret, they're trying the best to prolong the game, buy time for Nisha to get back in, and that will certainly be the case. He'll be back up in 30. Secret, at the least, despite this incredible lead that Tundra's starting to grow against them, they were able to hold them off, give themselves another chance. But each and every time, that chance becomes slimmer and slimmer.
I mean, the Rapier is queued up for Nisha. He's really starting to feel it. And, I mean, Chrysalis, he's got the Bloodthorn queued up. Perhaps this could be some solution to be able to focus fire some targets, but
he's got Tundra, a lot of money towards it.
He does. Tundra just, they're just playing so well off each other, protecting each other with Lotus Orbs, Force Stabs, etc. They have so many, 9 snaking both with those Lotus Orbs. So even if someone does get focus fired either from a net or from that Bloodthorn, they'll have ways to bail them out. We've seen them do time and time again. And now their base, right? The base is just being shoved in constantly. Tundra always going to be able to shove those lanes in.
So much damage. Now with the Bloodthorn, the aggressive, you know, the offensive items, the defensive items, the Lotus ready to bail Skeeter out of any dangerous spots. They have everything to just sort of empower this Medusa, allow Skeeter to just enter the front of the fight. And it will be so tough for Secret to take Skeeter down at this stage.
And they're even starting to get, you know, these tier 4 neutral items, so Global starts to get addressed as well. All these dispels, Tundra continue to stay as a unit. Secret continue to be trapped.
Puppey. It's going to try and come out, maybe get a bit of vision, bit of information, and to take the outpost back, or at least tease with the idea.
They're risky.
Still under cover of the smoke.
Oh, do they see it? Someone pings.
I mean, they
want the bigger target.
They've got themselves on top of Nisha.
Uh-oh, jumps left. They're pinging it.
I mean, his TP's on cooldown. That was put to a stop there by the jumper Saxon, so he has to make his way back to the base with a few remnants, but of course he's still got many to play with that Aghanim, so he'll be fine. Secret able to get everyone back to the base, but indeed Global's down. Maybe a bit of an opportunity for Tundra to once again try and take this game to the next step, look to push down for another set of barracks. We'll see how much they want to force it.
I think they're kind of on chill mode until Skeeter hits 25. If someone walks into them, they can look for the fight, but Skeeter, it unlocks a whole new potential of the hero when you hit 25 on this Dusa, especially versus this Naga.
I mean, it's true, and sort of the big thing that's standing out as well is just sort of the levels. You know, Tundra, they're able to get so much XP from the map on these kills. Skeeter just about to hit level 25.
Yep.
Meanwhile, for Chrysalis, of course, all of his farms pretty much done by the illusions, split pushing out the map, still stuck on level 19. Still a ways to go before he's really going to be feeling in a position to be able to stand his ground against the cause of Tundra in the team fight.
And a ways to go, really. Zayats, you know, he was getting close to BKB, what, 12 minutes ago or something? He still doesn't even have it done, so the scaling for them has completely stagnated. While for Tundra, it feels like all of them are scaling more and more with these small little items to protect each other.
Not really sort of any easy target that, even with the BKB on Zayats, that he can sort of just commit in on with the Unleash.
No.
They've got ways to kite him out. Zax has got the items, Blinks, Forces, Yules.
And multiple ways to get that dispel, as we see. Witchbane's done, or Witchbane's picked up from the Medusa, and they did, I believe, have the Stormcraft on the Tiny, so yeah, ways to just reset away constantly, which has been kind of the bread and butter for Tundra, resetting, retaking fights over and over again. And 25 now. Medusa, Skeeter, he's got the talent, so they're ready for their fights if anything comes to them. Playing it safe probably, though. Final game perhaps for them. Playing around this Roshan timer, it's soon to spawn.
That's it, exactly. They can taste that victory.
Yep.
They know how close they are to claiming that Aegis of Champions. every single time. We see Tundra take the safest route out. They do not let these leads slip away. And they're going to do everything to make sure that nothing changes from that in this all-important Game 3.
It's got to be frustrating for Secret at this point, knowing that they can't make any move outside, but at the same time also, if they give up the Roshan, they probably just know that there's no way for them to bring down this Medusa twice.
So the big item pickups that they are going to require is Chrysalis. Then he's next time done. It's going to be opting for the Nullifier after Bloodthorn, so some further aggressive sort of setup that they can play with.
Hard for him still just committing into these fights at this point. Tundra just has so much to deal with him.
Radiant are scanning
Now
for
with the
enemies.
smoke. And try to get in there with the jump on a 33. See if they can take down this beast monster before we get the roar. They're on top of the 33. They're getting the BKB off 30. They charge Skeeter. It's too much damage from the Medusa. Nisha jumps in. Will be able to finish on 33 in return. And we'll see the buyback coming straight away from Resolution. 9. Got him pretty deep here to try and chase down Puppey. So with a bit of time left with the Rolling Thunder Overlord, Resolution did buy back for this. He's able to sidestep the arrow in time. 9 out with the swashbuckle. Secret, they'll look to chase, but the blink's there before the slide fist connects. He's out to safety. 9. Now they want to get back in. Saxa, in with the top go on the side. This is one of the lockdown. Nisha, out for 100. As Tundra, they'll chase him down. Rezo, go without buyback. It's only Puppey and Grizzly. The arrow's there. Tundra catch him out. They're ready to run down mid. There's a lack of buybacks on Secret.
Secret felt the need. They had to chase to try to get more of the Beastmasters dead, but they get hit.
There's no buyback. No buyback on Resolution. Nisha, he's 200 gold short. It's Tundra.
They're going to try to get some wrap around the Tundra.
Some sort of surprise, but it's 2 against 4.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
As this push is not stopping.
Tier 4's dropping.
They've got a
Secret.
fortification, but still such a long time without Resolution, without Nisha, a full minute.
And the creeps are coming in top. They can't even cut the waves.
As the tier 4s, Tundra, they're pushing on. Secret, they've got to make their move now. It's going to be now or never if they want to try and stop Tundra.
They got to just run in.
And they've got to do something. The Ancient's
Ancient's
exposed.
dropping.
Tundra, they're looking around inside. Jumps in, but immediately to his death. Chrysalis has got the illusions out, but he's surrounded. Taken out. The Ancient is exposed. They're looking for the gang. Tundra, they're one of the Ancient. They'll be a buyback for Chrysalis, but surely there's nothing.
He's just getting control.
Nothing to be done here from Secret and Tundra. They're closing it up. The Ancient falls.
Oh my God.
Tundra have done it. The 3-0 clean sweep today against Team Secret here in the grand final.
What an unbelievable storyline. Undefeated. Tundra, unbelievable.
And the way they did it, it truly feels like, fuck this team. They've cracked the code. They've solved Dota.
They broke
Their
it.
approach every single time, they're unstoppable.
Even when they get their heroes taken away, they always have some type of substitution. Every single player piggybacking off of each
Look
other.
at them go.
Unbelievable.
Snaking.
Snaking.